Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Harlequin here, and welcome to another episode of HarlequinCasts Dawn of War 2 Retribution. Today's episode is going to be super awesome. This is another in the Meet the Players series. Meet the Players number 4, starring Mr. Edtjuh, all the way from Holland. Edtjuh, how are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing fine, man. How are you?
I am quite well. I've had tons of caffeine, and we've just been sitting around here chatting all morning, having a good time. So, you, sir, tell me a little bit about yourself. So, you're from Holland. You're currently studying graphic arts and that sort of thing?
Yeah, pretty much graphic design, making websites, drawing stuff, and all that kind of things.
Awesome. And so we were actually talking a lot about Dutch stuff at the beginning of this because my own grandmother speaks a little bit of broken Dutch, and you were kind of helping me translate that. So were you born in Holland? Have you always been in Holland?
No, I was born in Holland. Always been in Holland, I haven't moved to another country or so. But I'm actually original made in Bosnia, Croatia. So
Croatia. Yeah, my mother travels the world and was just in Croatia. And whenever I think of Croatia, the only thing I know about Croatia, and this is because I'm stupid and I'm an American and I've got terrible world history knowledge, even though I try, is that the Crow Team, the people who made the Serious Sam video game series, were from Croatia, and I thought that was awesome. I don't know. So that's pretty sweet there. So tell me a little bit about your background with Dawn of War 2. I'm going to just scroll around the map while we're talking about this too. So how long have you been playing Dawn of War or Dawn of War 2, all of that?
Well, I've been playing Dawn of War 2 since the beta, because at that time I was playing Company of Heroes a lot, and I liked it. And I like Dawn of War 1 a lot. I've played it lots of times casually, with friends on 3v3 maps and all that stuff. No competitive 1v1 or whatever. And when Dawn of War 2 came out, I was like, oh man, I gotta have this game. This is so awesome. Space Marines shouting random stuff, punching banshees. I was like, I'm sold. So when the beta came out, I could play it for like 2 weeks for free, and I've played like 600 games already, and then I was like, shit, I'm addicted to this game. So I kept playing it till now, playing every race, every hero, and so far I'm still enjoying it.
Yeah, you play a lot of, whenever I see your replays up there, you play a ton of random stuff. So do you always play random, or do you have a favorite race, or how does that work for you?
Well, in 1v1, I just play random, Even with some maps, there are certain matchups which I favor more, For example, if I'm facing a Tyranid player, I play Eldar or Chaos, And if it's Eldar, I'll play Tyranids or Imperial Guard. It just favors in certain matchup what I like. But if I play ranked or whatever, it's just random. 1v1 is not that really important for me.
Nice. It's good to see that you're all over all the different matchups. Now, do you have a favorite faction in particular?
Currently, I'm trying to boost my Imperial card rank to 60, so I've been playing that a lot.
Nice. Favorite hero from Imperial Guard?
Inquisitor. She's such a beast.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy the Inquisitor. I was happy to see her get a buff. I was surprised by it, but I was happy to see that. Also, I know that you play a ton of 2 versus 2. In particular, I've seen you play with Miss Dirk Radix. I always pronounce that. Dirk Radix. There we go. I know, she was so pissed at me when I pronounced it wrong, and I'll do it again this time. I apologize, Miss Dirk Radix. Anyhow, so you play a lot of 2 versus 2 as well. What is your matchup like there? Do you still favor random, or do you have particular combinations that you like?
Well, when I start playing 2v2, I was a really Space Marine player, Tech Marine, Apothecary. Then I switched to Orcs. I was playing a lot of Mech Boy and War Boss in the beginning. Now just Mech Boy instead of War Boss. Then I played some Eldar till I got rank 60. I started Chaos back then, like before Retribution, but when that came out, I kept playing Imperial Guard because, I want to hit rank 60, and it's a pretty cool faction, so.
That sounds good. Yeah, I'm pretty down with all of that. Oh, and by the way, okay, so speaking of just fun little events here, so for anybody who missed your performance in we were just thinking about the 1 versus 1 stuff, your performance in the Game Replay Open Season A, where you won, by the way, congratulations on that. You were the #1 player from that tournament, or you won the tournament.
Yeah, thanks.
You first off, you flew through that whole tournament. You went so fast that because myself and Five Star General were commentating that event, we couldn't keep up with your games. Like every time we tried to jump into one of your games, it was already over. You were lightning fast, and then when we finally did see you play, you were just grenading the hell out of everybody. Every single one of those games was like a total tutorial in how to grenade spike retreat paths and things like that. It was just really impressive play. Was there anything in particular that motivated you to go into that tournament and just do that? It was great.
Well, while I was playing Vindicare, first game I was playing Eldar, and I was facing his Chaos Sorcerer, and I was like over in 5 minutes. So I thought, I'm not having any fun, I just wanted to finish the tournament pretty fast. And then the second game I went random, and I got Tyranids, and then he started coming back. And the third game I was like, okay, serious face, with action skill, hand on the keyboard and mouse. And then I used grenades on retreat path, or like in combination with howling banshees, if they are suppressed to total grenade, they retreat, they die, and all that stuff. So I was pretty focused when I play serious.
Yeah, that was ridiculously. There's just a lot of fun psychology there in between, calling shots about where people were going to go and their paths and whatnot. So let's take a look at this game today. So today's game is a Space Marine mirror matchup. This is a custom game between you and HarlequinCasts, aka Locklear. Is that what you were telling me?
Yep.
And so you guys were playing some custom games. You were playing as random, but we ended up with a Space Marine mirror matchup here. HarlequinCasts has got the Tech Marine, and you have got the Force Commander. So we can probably just get this started, and you can kind of walk us through a little bit about your decisions as we kind of go. So if you're ready, I'll get ready to unpause here.
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
All right, so unpausing in 3, 2, 1, click. And there we go. So right off the bat, I noticed that you're going for a second scout squad. He's going for a tactical marine squad. What are you thinking in terms of how you're distributing your units across the map right about now?
Well, I mostly pick scouts because they're pretty fast and not really durable, but the reinforcement cost is not that high, like 35 rec. If you lose like one tactical space marine model, it will sit you down pretty back in attack. I mean, one model loss is like 83 rec or something.
And not only 2 scouts, but you're even going for 3 scouts in this build order, so totally skipping the tactical marines.
Yeah, I just want fast map control and go for a double shotgun with sniper and inflict model losses on Mr. Lucky.
Nice. And I noticed, so it looks like you're sending all of your scouts more towards the north, kind of, and your force commander is just kind of poking around in the middle, where you're probably going to get your first encounter here, it looks like.
Yeah.
So against Tech Marine, how do you play around that exactly? What do you expect from a Tech Marine player?
Well, in this matchup, I expect a plasma gun and artificer armor mostly, because that's what every Tech Marine player goes by nowadays.
Yeah, in terms of just spamming out proximity mines with that artificer armor, just kind of defending points with that. So if you're expecting a lot of mines, that's pretty good then that you got the scouts, because you can detect with that, which should nullify that, I'm guessing.
Yes, certainly. And if I go into one of those mines with my scout, I will lose like one model instead of one tactical model, and that won't set me back that much in the game.
Gotcha. So right now, I'm looking around the map, and I see your scouts just kind of moving out all over the place, and it looked like your force commander was mostly just kind of stalling and distracting in the center, but he does have all of his forces kind of grouped up in the center here.
Yeah, and I've upgraded my force commander with a power sword right off the bat.
Oh yeah, look at that. Logic there, just to help you chop through Space Marines?
Yeah, power sword is pretty unused, but it's actually one of the best early weapons you can get for the Space Marine in general, I mean, it does a lot of AoE damage, and it's pretty good against heavy infantry too.
Yeah, I noticed. So you very quickly went for double generators. I can see your first power farm there, and already I'm seeing some high explosive shots coming out of your shotgun scouts. So you're well on the way to that plan here. A little bit of retreating going on right now, pretty much just kind of skirmishing. What's your game plan at this point in the game?
Mostly, I wanted to get the ASMs and shotguns for the knockback and everything, so I can keep getting the whole army knocked back while I inflict the damage with my shotguns and snipers, and force model kills, so he will be set back in tech for me, actually. But yeah,
that sounds good. Yep, just taking a look around here. So more towards the middle right now, continuing to poke around here. By the way, I like this gentleman's paint job there. Oh, and there was that nice little high explosive shot there. He's got a giant purple shoulder on all of his Space Marines. I just noticed that. I was trying to figure out if I'm missing a graphic and if that's a missing graphic or if that is actually a big purple square. I'm not sure.
You can see it at his base if you flip the camera.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Interesting. Anyhow, so Assault Space Marine in this matchup here. Are you expecting him to go that way?
Yeah, I was first expecting a death, but I think he saw my sniper, so he went for also ASMs. I mean, it works in mirror matches.
Yeah, that's pretty brutal. The triple scout opening with the snipers. By the way, did the reinforcement changes for the sniper scouts in 3.14 change your play at all? That they added the power cost to them.
No, not really. I mean, if I lose one model for my scout squad, I'm not going to rebuy it. I mean, it will be useless anyway. I'm just in for the sniper itself, you know, in the model. So let's say if I lose 2 models for my sniper squad, I will rebuy 1 back and send him back into the field.
And already I can see a little bit of delicate action going on here because we've got his snipers versus your shotgun scouts down south here. And already I can see you guys are both... This seems like kind of a tricky matchup here because you both have the potential to take a lot of losses.
Yeah, but if I kill one of his models of a sniper, he will reinforce it, and that was like 50 rec and 8 power, so you will be set back in tech for sure. That's why I focus always the sniper scouts first.
Not bad. Yeah, we can see now up north, your force commander here is just pursuing this tech marine who's just going to hide in that building there. You quickly went for the Iron Halo, which seems like a popular choice just in terms of tanking and being better.
Yeah, that's pretty much standard for me when I play force commander.
Seems pretty good here. Yeah, let's take a look around right now. So things are pretty chill in terms of victory points. Now the layout of this map in particular can be kind of annoying. And I note, by the way, that the right victory point right now has got double proximity mines around it. So he's already kind of mining up the place a little bit here. But this one victory point between your 2 bases seems to just change hands rapidly throughout the whole game. And now we get to see, oh yeah, tactical Space Marines with flamethrowers. So he's trying to use flamethrowers against your scouts. But it looks like you're having no problem whatsoever dealing with that with just the knockback.
No, not really. He was losing a lot of health, and if he lost the model, it will set him back again, and he couldn't afford his ASMs right now that are coming out for him.
Nice. So yeah, you've definitely won the ASM initiative here. Now we can see again snipers versus shotgun scouts here, and your shotgun scouts they take the one loss on their way in, but it looks like they're able to deal with that. And again, scouts here taking a little bit of a beating.
Yeah, well, not that much. I could have retreated him out easily.
That's good. And here comes the debut of the Assault Squad. So Assault Squads on Scouts, obviously, that's a winning combination there. He has got to get out of there, taking a couple of model losses right now. And so for the most part, I mean, would you say that basically you're just going to spend the early part of this game just kind of fighting over these couple of victory points here?
Yeah, sure. Victory points are pretty much, you know, the thing to do. If you don't pay focus on them, you will lose the game very quickly. But resources are also important, so you gotta distribute, you know, the map. What should I cap and what should I defend and all that stuff. But we were fighting pretty much over at the bottom VP, so it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's so easy for both players to kind of reinforce and attack this position over and over again. It seems like a lot of intense fighting going on right there. Let's see, more towards the middle right now, we can see the Force Commander just charging in, getting involved with some of these tactical Marines, and he's just going to go ahead and retreat away. And more towards the upper right, it looks like your scouts up there have been able to deal with the mines that were up there. I didn't catch them taking them out, but it looked like they were detecting and were able to take care of that.
Yeah, I've upgraded my scouts with the sergeants so they could fire away at all those mines that were planted.
Gotcha. So that's not going to be a problem pretty much for the rest of this game, I guess. That's kind of neat that that'll pretty much... the scout opening pretty much counters that whole ability there for the Tech Marine.